Baruch Hashem, we have the opportunity today to have Mr. Assaraf and also my brother-in-law, Mr. Hinton Fireman, who's very close friends with Roi, who is a survivor of the Nova Musical Festival. Pimpin has his own story, which I don't know if you want to know your medicine, but I'll give you the floor to introduce.
Well, guys, first of all, how you guys doing? I'm really sorry for the delay. I know we were supposed to be here an hour and a half ago. We got stuck in traffic. He got lost in the Uber coming from New Jersey, from where he is staying. Roi is actually a really good friend of mine. He's a barber, that's his profession. And on the way to my office every day, I used to stop by at Roi's barber shop, maybe get a little bit cleaned up, do whatever, or just hang out with Roi. I've been in Israel for a very long time, almost 20 years now. And the music scene has been a very big part of my life. And that's where I met Roi, actually, and it must be 10 years ago, 12 years ago already that I know him. And he was at the festival, and I think his story is more than a lot of stories that I've heard. And I'll introduce you. So this is Mr. Roi Assaraf. And I'll translate for him whatever I can. Hopefully I'll get out the words in the best way possible.
Shalom לכולם.
Hello everybody.
Hello everybody, yes. I'm Roi. I'm from Israel. You know my story on 7 October. I come in here in New York לספר את הסיפור שלי. אני אספר לכם ככה על החיים שלי לפני קצת.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about my life a little bit before.
אני בעצם כל החיים שלי זה היה מסיבה אחת גדולה. Big party all my life.
There you go.
וככה לפני 4 שנים התחתנתי עם אשתי יונה.
4 years ago he got married to his wife Yona.
וככה החיים קצת התגלגלו ואשתי לא יצאה הרבה זמן למסיבה.
Said his life just started rolling. His wife didn't come out to any parties lately because he has, of course, kids.
אז ב7 באוקטובר אמרתי לאשתי שאנחנו הולכים לנובה, לפארטי.
On the 7th of October he asked his wife to come join him to this party.
ככה התרגשנו ובאמת התארגנו. שמנו שעון מעורר לשעה 3 בבוקר.
That he put they were very I guess goosebumps, excited for the party. They put an alarm clock for 3 a.m.
והשעון לא צלצל, ככה שקמנו בשעה 5 והגענו למסיבה בשעה 6 in the morning.
The alarm clock didn't go off, so they only woke up at 5 o'clock and they only ended up getting to the event at 6 o'clock in the morning.
וכשנכנסנו למסיבה, אז השומר בא אלינו ואמר לנו שאנחנו צריכים להיכנס עד סוף החנייה בגלל שכל האנשים באו בלילה.
He said when he got to the party, the guard told him that he had to park his car all the way at the end of the parking because he came so late and everybody else's car was already in the middle, in the front, closer.
וכשנכנסתי לחנייה, אז חניתי בין 2 מכוניות וחבר שלי שפתח את הדלת, הוא ראה קרטון של חלב ליד הרגל שלו.
Said when he got into the parking lot, they parked in between 2 cars, and his friend opened up the door, and when he stepped his foot out, there was a carton of milk on the floor.
And she told me, I take milk and I put an antenna in my car because after the party, I see where my car. Yeah.
So he said he took the.
This זה הראשון, ההתחלה.
That was like the beginning of the entire going into the party. He's like, okay, we're gonna put the milk there just so you know, when you're coming out of a party and you want to find your car, find the milk, you know, it's an easier thing to do than finding your car.
נכנסתי למסיבה, אשתי סללה את הדרך עם שתי מיניבוסים לבנים, ושלחתי לעידן אחי הודעה שהגעתי, שיבוא לבר.
So when he came into the party, his wife, they walked behind two buses that went into the party, and then he sent the message to his brother, who was also at the party. He said, I'm here, come meet us at the bar.
וכשהוא בא לבר ועשינו לחיים, אז אשתי אמרה לי שהיא הולכת לשים את הג'קט שלה במקום שעידן היה מהלילה.
So his brother was at the party much earlier at night. So when they got there, his wife, they did a chaser at the bar with his brother, and then she took off her jacket and she said, okay, let me put it by his tent, because he already had a whole tent set up and everything.
ואז אמרתי לה שבנובה היה two party, mushroom והנובה. A mushroom, it's like friends. I tell my wife I go in a mushroom and go put the jacket and after you come.
So actually this Nova party was built up of a couple different type of productions companies, and one of them was the Mushroom, which is our very close friends production. So he told his wife, he said, I'm gonna go, when you're going to put on your jacket, I'm gonna be by the second stage, the Mushroom stage, not by the Nova stage.
וכשהגעתי לרחבה, עמדנו ככה, אני אוהב לעמוד אחרי כל האנשים ולצלם תמיד את המסיבה. וכשהוצאתי את הטלפון, בשעה 6:28, בזווית של העין שצילמתי את המסיבה, ראיתי שתי עננים שחורים בשמיים.
Said when he usually gets to the party, he likes to stand in the back. We all like to stand in the back. You get a better view. And he wanted to take a video of the party, so he took out his phone and he started taking a picture. And in the corner of his eyes, he saw two black clouds in the sky.
והמיוזיק המשיכה לעבוד.
The music was still playing.
ולאחר 20-30 שניות, אחד המאבטחים עלה לבמה והכריז שיש צבע אדום.
After around 20-30 seconds, security guard climbed on the stage and said there's a red alert.
הוא אמר כולם להיות עם ידיים על הראש, ואני פשוט הסתכלתי what happened, והתמונות, הילדות שלי פשוט רצו לי בעיניים.
He said the security guard told everybody to put their hands on their head and then like go to the ground, and for him he just got into like some sort of flash, and he saw pictures of his two daughters just flashing through his face.
וברגע הזה הרגשתי משהו שנכנס לי לגוף.
Felt something come into his body.
ומיד אחרי אמרתי לאשתי, עכשיו אנחנו רצים עד לאוטו. וכשרצנו לכיוון האוטו, היא נזכרה שהיא שכחה את הג'קט שהיא שמה אצל עידן.
So he said he told his wife that we're running straight to the car, and while they were on the way to the car, she realized that she forgot her jacket at the tent of his brother.
והתעקשה איתי לבוא לקחת את הג'קט, ואני התעקשתי איתה שלא צריך, כי היינו קרובים ליציאה. וההתעקשות שלה הייתה לא סתם, כי ברגע שחזרנו להביא את הג'קט, פתחו את היציאת חירום.
So he said his wife was like telling him that he really wanted to go get the jacket. He said, we shouldn't go get the jacket, we're already close to the exit. But in the end of the day, they went back to get the jacket, and it was good because they also opened up the emergency exit from the party, which was right next to where they got the jacket.
כשהיינו בדרך לאוטו, אז ראיתי מישהו שישן באוטו ופשוט חזרתי להעיר אותו ואמרתי לו שיתעורר, יש יירוטים באוויר וטילים שעפים ובזמן הזה אמרתי לה להתקשר לאשר ונתנאל, חברים שלי, שיבואו לכיוון היציאה.
So on the way out, he saw another one of our friends. I don't know if Roy knew him before, but I knew who this person was. And sleeping in the car, and he woke him up and he said, there's rockets, there's missiles flying over, you have to get up. It's not a nightmare, it's reality, this is what's happening, you have to get up. And in the meantime, his wife went and called the guy that came with the cart and the milk, so called him up to tell him to come back to the car.
כשהגענו לקראת היציאה, היו 5 מכוניות לפניי.
There was like 5 cars in front of him.
ומשטרה על הכביש.
And police on the road.
וכשהגענו למשטרה, אנחנו צריכים לפנות שמאלה, והשוטר לא הסכים, כי הוא אמר שיש שירותים, רק ימינה.
So the cop didn't allow them to go left because of the missiles. He said just go right.
וה5 מכוניות פשוט נסעו, ואשתי קראה תפילת הדרך. ומיד שהיא סיימה את תפילת הדרך, 5 מכוניות פשוט עשו פרסה במקום אחד אחרי השני, חזרה למסיבה.
So they made the right hand turn, all the 5 cars and him, his wife said Tfilat Haderech, and once she finished, all the other 5 cars made a U-turn and started going back in the same direction as the party. Now this was not just random, it was in the Waze, like the Waze, the Google Maps was telling everybody to make a U-turn. So it wasn't that these cars just randomly made a U-turn, the direction was telling them to make a U-turn.
וברגע שהם עשו חזרה in the back at the party, I see my wife, she's look at me and I look at my wife and I listen like my head, don't back, just go straight. And I go straight, I drive straight, and after like 500 meter, 600 meter, my wife look in windows and she's tell me חיילים. I just say חיילים.
Soldiers
yeah.
on the side.
And I look and I see like 20 עם הסרטים הירוקים.
The 20 soldiers that they saw, yeah, they had Hamas bandanas on
And
them.
my friend see the back in my car, she's tell me, Roy, go fast, it's מחבלים. And I see this and I see all the people, all the מחבלים מכוונים את הנשקים ופשוט מרססים.
Said his friend in the back seat said, Roy, drive real fast. These are terrorists and they're shooting at us. And he just stepped on the gas.
ואחרי שהם ירו, אני תפסתי לאשתי את הראש והורדתי מתחת לתא כפפות ופשוט הורדתי לעצמי את הראש ו- I don't see where I go and I צועק שמע ישראל, strong.
Said he was, they were shooting at the car and he grabbed his wife and he put her head under the glove compartment and he ducked under the under the steering wheel and he was just driving without seeing where he was going.
וכשאחרי נסיעה של 5-10 שניות שהרמנו את הראש, כל הכדורים פשוט שרקו מעל האוטו.
Said continue driving and he was able to hear the bullets passing right over the car.
וראיתי את המחבלים, I see the מחבלים left on the party, go the party, נוסעים למסיבה.
And he picks up his head and he saw in the rear view mirror the terrorist make a left-hand turn towards the party.
And after I see, I call my brother and I tell you, מחבלים now ירו עלינו, go and police, tell them, and תברח, run.
called up his brother and he told his brother that terrorists were just shooting at him, and he should go tell the police and he should get out of there very fast because they're on their way towards the party.
After 4 or 5 minutes, I listen, the מחבלים יורים במסיבה כבר, ואנשים בורחים וצועקים, ובינתיים יש הרבה טילים שעפים ואזעקות.
So after about 4 or 5 minutes, he hears the shooting that's going on in the party. He could hear screams, and the rockets are non-stop above his head. So you have sirens also going off at the same time.
And after I driving in 1 kilometer maybe, my friend tell me היה בסיס צה"ל.
There was an army base after about 1 kilometer after the party.
My friend tell me stop, it's like צה"ל, מה יותר בטוח?
So what is more secure than going into the base? Go into the base.
And I listen, don't stop, just straight.
And in his head, he heard, don't stop, just continue driving.
Because בבסיס בצה"ל המחבלים חיכו שמה והיו כבר על הרצפה עם הנשקים, ואני מאט את האוטו, אבל מישהו אומר לי פשוט לא לעצור, פשוט להמשיך לנסוע.
Inside that army base, the terrorists were waiting, and they were on the floor with their guns ready to kill anybody that came in. And but in his head, all he heard was, don't stop, continue going.
ואחרי זה הגענו לבאר שבע, בגלל הלחיצות על הדלק, נגמר הדלק, וכשהגענו לבאר שבע היה פיצוץ בבית, יירוט.
He said he had no gas, so Beersheba is not the way to Jerusalem where he lives in Jerusalem. It's pretty much the opposite way, it's south. But that was the direction that they were going. And he said when they got there, he had to fill up in gas, and right when he got there, one of the rockets actually fell in Beersheba on a house over there.
והגענו בשעה 11 בבוקר אל הבית בירושלים, אחרי נסיעה לא פשוטה בכלל.
They got back home at around 11 o'clock. So he left, we could say around 6:30. Probably an hour and a half drive to Jerusalem. He got home. He got there at 11:30 after not an easy drive at all.
וכשהגענו לבית, אז קיבלתי סרטון של 2 חברים שלי שהם חטופים בעזה.
When he got home, he got a video of 2 of our friends that are right now in Gaza.
ועידן היה 6 hours and the party and מתחבא בכל מקום ובורח. אחרי 6 שעות הוא ניצל גם.
His brother was at the party area for another 6 hours, running and hiding from place to place, and thank God he got out safe 6 hours later.
והרבה חברים נרצחו, 13 חברים.
13 of his personal friends passed away at the party, were killed.
השבועות הראשונים היו קשים, בלי שינה, הרבה לוויות.
First few weeks was pretty much without sleep, a lot of funerals.
וכבר יום אחרי קיבלנו על עצמנו את השבת, אני ואשתי, ברוך השם.
The day after, they decided that they were going to keep Shabbat, him and his wife.
ואז החלטנו שאנחנו מוציאים גם, בגלל שיש הרבה חברים שלא מספרים את הנס, אז החלטנו שאנחנו מוציאים ספר לזיכוי וחיזוק הרבים.
So him and his wife decided that a lot of people, it's very hard for them to tell their story, so they're having them write their story down, and they're gonna publish it in a book.
ובספר הזה יהיה עד 100 סיפורי ניסים וגבורה של כל החברים שלא מספרים את הנס, אבל הכל יהיה רשום באנגלית ובעברית.
So he's gonna have over 100 miracles that happened at the party of people that it's harder for them to come out and explain and talk about their story. And it's going to be translated also in Hebrew and also in English.
ובעזרת השם שאליה ואלקנה, חברים שלי יחזרו, אז אני אוציא את הספר הזה, כי אני רוצה שגם הנס שלהם יהיה שם, בעזרת השם.
So, Elia ואלקנה, if you've seen posters of Chatufim, you've definitely seen them. And hopefully when they get back, that's when he plans on releasing the book, so he could have their story, their miracle also inside the book.
ומאז ברוך השם אני בארץ, מספרים את הנס ואנשים מתחזקים ומקבלים על עצמם תפילין וציציות, וברוך השם כל עם ישראל נורא התאחד מאז ה-7 באוקטובר.
Since the 7th of October, he's been going around, he's been talking about his miracle, the miracle that happened to him and to his wife. And a lot of people are getting stronger and putting on tefillin or taking something upon themselves due to understanding and seeing this miracle firsthand.
ובעזרת השם, שככה כל עם ישראל בעזרת השם נתאחד, מאוחדים כבר, ובעזרת השם המשיח יגאל אותנו.
Said all Am Yisrael will come together and Mashiach will come, בעזרת השם.
בעזרת השם. ואני רוצה להודות לכם על זה שהזמנתם אותי לפה, ואני רוצה לברך אתכם.
Says thank you and a blessing.
בעזרת השם שהקדוש ברוך הוא ישלח לכם ברכה והצלחה, בריאות, עושר, פרנסה טובה. לכל הרווקים, שהקדוש ברוך הוא ישלח לכם זיווג הגון משורש נשמתכם בעזרת השם. ותודה רבה לכם. תודה רבה לכם. אם יש שאלות?
יש שאלות? Any questions? Maybe we could answer. No?
שלום, תודה שבאת. זה נורמלי בשביל אשתי להגיד תפילת הדרך כל פעם שהיא הולכת?
זה נורמלי, אבל במקרה הסידור הקטן של תפילת הדרך היה בתא כפפות, במקרה. וזה פשוט היה מדהים כשהיא סיימה לקרוא, שזה finish, אז all the car like פרסה, and I listen, no, just straight. And ברוך השם. ומיד אחרי השמה ישראל, after I finish שמע ישראל, I don't know how, but like שיר למעלות. after שמע ישראל, שיר למעלות אשא עיני להרים, I remember this, I kids, and all what I remember, and I kids, יצא לי החוצה.
Why I wasn't there? I wasn't there. Actually, Roi, 2 days before, I saw Roi and he's like, "Are you coming? And I booked the trip to Egypt, and it happened to be a week and a half before. A friend of mine asked me if I wanted to go down to Egypt, and I already had tickets to this event, and I just said it's another event, and I could be by the next one. I don't have to be by every single event, because as a party producer and a party promoter, it's not something that I felt like I had to be by every single one. And I really was looking forward to this one, but when my friend asked me to go to Egypt, I decided I could miss out on one event. So I went down to Egypt instead of. I left my ticket in my phone, and I told Roi, I'm going to Egypt. Enjoy, and
And
that's why I wasn't there.
What made you gravitate to start keeping Shabbos? I know some people have like tefillin, or some people do davening. What specifically made you choose Shabbos?
למה לקחת על עצמך שבת, וכאילו יש הרבה אנשים שלוקחים אולי תפילין, אולי תפילה, אבל למה בשבילך לקחת כאילו שבת?
Shabbat, it's like Shin, it's like Shabbat, Brit, ותפילה. It's all Shabbat. And that's it. הוא הביא לי את החיים, I give my life new, אז אני אומר לו תודה, והוא מבקש שנשמור שבת, אז שבת זה הכל. אז
So
ברוך
Shabbat
השם.
is all three of them together.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone.